Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another great epic episode of Just My Opinion Reviews. Guys, we are talking that good old Dragon Ball Daima. This is episode 10, titled Unborrow or titled The Oceans. This is going to be spoiler filled, okay? If you haven't seen the episode, get away. Don't want to spoil nothing for you. If you're feeling all of this energy, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, share the video, and a thumbs up. Guys, I love the episode. It was fire. Yes, it was. It was fire. It was fire. It was fire. They got straight to the point. They got straight to the nitty gritty, and I love that. They got faster to the fighting than they did in episode 8. And if you saw my past reactions, you guys know how much I love that. And I was going in just thinking that the Majin character, we're just going to come through and wreck shop and take the Dragon Ball. Well, actually, not just wreck shop. I thought it was going to be a great fight, a great contest. But at the end of it, you know, we're going to have Tamagami one on the ground like, oh my God, I can't believe I was defeated, breathing all heavy with Majin on top of him with his foot on his face like, with some type of maniacal laugh, taking the Dragon Ball and looking at it like this with Dr. Rinsu in the back laughing like, yes, and now we're going to go get the other Dragon Ball. But that's not the case. That is not the case. Majin overexerted himself and was tired and lost the fight. And not only that is, I love the depiction. I love the portrayal of Majin being kind of goofy and silly. We kind of got a good mixture of the old Buu that we knew from Dragon Ball Z and the Buu saga with this being mixed with the Cyberman. And I like that. So they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. But going back to the design of Majin I know a lot of people were complaining. Well, not a lot of people. I did see some complaints like, oh, the character's too goofy. Is this going to be the final transformation? Yada, yada. And I'm not blaming them, but it was goofy, but that just really didn't bother me because that just lets us know that we have more to look forward to. We have 10 episodes left. We still have King Goma and him trying to get the third eye. We still don't know what Tamagami number 2 is going to do. We got to have some type of transformations. Remember, guys, a few episodes ago, they did show us those beans that can make characters fuse together. And so we don't know how that's going to play in as well. So my point is that we haven't seen the strongest of the strongest just yet. And then with this episode 2 and going all the way through the lore, we got to see who the predecessor was from Dabura, looked just like him, but was fat. Man, I'm sorry, but I'm jumping too far ahead. Just staying on Majin I like the fact that he lost. I liked either way, whether he would have won and been described as how I mentioned earlier, or that the fact that he lost. Because if he won, that just would have shown how strong he is. But if he lost, then that means that, okay, we still have surprises coming around the corner and we really don't know what to expect. Also, I did like Tamagami number 3, but I like Tamagami number 1 even more because he just seems so cool and swift. And I love the weapon that he chose, like a sword and like a saw. Just also the way he moved. I mean, after all of these shows in the Dragon Ball universe, omniverse, we're still getting characters with fresh new designs and stuff that we just never seen before. Sometimes in Super things did get a little bit repetitive with certain creatures and characters looking like animals and such, but that's not the case. I really am liking the Tamagami. Mind you, we still don't know how strong the Tamagami are. Like, okay, Tamagami number 3 was defeated by Super Saiyan 1 and 2 Goku, but we don't know how strong Tamagami 1 is compared to Tamagami 3. They could be the same exact strength level, and that just shows how weaker that Majin is, or Tamagami number 1 could be much more stronger than Tamagami number 3, and then that shows how strong Majin is as well. We just don't know, and I can't wait to see how that all plays out. Now, skipping ahead, at the end of the episode, the post-credit scene, we do know that Vegeta is going to be fighting Tamagami number 2 in the next episode. So I can't wait. Action after action after action. I mean, if you didn't go see the post-credit scene, go back and watch the episode right now. Vegeta at the end is fighting Tamagami number 2, and he's in his base form as well. So that's telling we're going to have to see. I cannot freaking wait. So the fighting in this was great. Also, guys, I'm so happy that the whole gang is back together. That bugged me in the last episode, episode 9, where it was just for 5 minutes, but they're all back together. I like the comedy in this right here with Goku flying up against the Quamadiri Marini ship and was like, hey, there's a monster, flying higher and it's going to eat you. Vegeta's like, you're afraid of little monster, and he jumping up. I liked all that. Hype is being disrespectful, talking about, hey, I want to get with your wife, Bulma. She got some nice breast or something like it. It was crazy. I liked all that humor right there. And What I also like is the way that the episode was edited, because when Goku was going in them was going from Demon World number 3 to 2, it showed the Warp Sama, and then it cut to inside the Warp Sama, then cut away again. And I like that they just didn't like waste any time there. Towards the end, when we was getting all the backstories from Nahade, from Shin, I like that Goku at first was like, we don't have time for this. We got to keep it moving. I like the fact that the characters are trying to keep it going, because that's what we want as fans. We want to see more fighting and more lore and all that. I want to see what these modules are going to do. But then he's like, okay, let me give you a short version, and just went in like this whole backstory of like everything. I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. I like this. It's not a retcon. They're just adding on to the lore of stuff that we knew before, and now we didn't know this now, but now we do. And this is perfect. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I am loving this. I'm gonna have to do a recap with One Take Big Dog, but I'm gonna have to rewatch this episode again because it was a lot. But I really did enjoy it, guys. They are doing a great job with Dragon Ball Daima. This is episode 10. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. But guys, that's all I have for my reaction for Dragon Ball Daima episode 10. Thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery. That's just my opinion. Peace, and I'll see you next time.